once again. It is time. We are back. It has been a phenomenal time. I am glad to be back. Glad to be able to show and record some more. Able to have just things and content, just the ability to just kind of play, test, and just show and share the experiences and everything that I'm learning to each and every one of you. And that just alone is a wonderful thing, a wonderful sign. We're gonna keep it on going as best as we can, as much as we can. Of course, I'm not gonna be too frequent as much as I would like to be because life happens. I gotta work, I gotta visit family, I gotta take care of things too, as much as everyone else should. Take care of yourself and take care of your family. Treat them well, and treat yourself well, and enjoy your moments together. Enjoy every kind of moment you can get together. But I hope each and every one of you is doing well. And for this locals, we did 4 good old rounds of Swiss. Got to play one of my absolute favorite decks. So Vanquish Soul, of course, is a K9 variant because everything just works so well. K9 is kind of oppressive and unfair, but it just helps make that ceiling just feel so good doing something very interactive. That's what I love the most about playing this game. It's just like interaction, just being able to do responses and take place and just either slow each other down or just stop each other entirely. But enough of me fawning over why I like to play a game. Let me go ahead and show you some of my own deck profile here. Of course, we have good old. If I can get. All right. So I'll go ahead and give a quick disclaimer. For whatever reason, whenever I was sorting cards, I ended up losing one of my cards. I'll point it out whenever it shows it. There's, I think I was actually playing 41 cards, shockingly enough. I'm a little upset about it. I hope I find it. I'm about to go through some of that gameplay footage, see if I can figure out what happened with it. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and move it on down to the deck profile. Starting off with the main deck as always, I'm gonna go ahead and put this onto the side. You have freshly returned from jail, from the ban list, from the limited side, our best starter, the Shoto of the fighting game, Rosin. I don't need no introduction. He can pop stuff, he gets you searching, does it all for you. And then, coming runner-up, and some kind of set play type of character, you got Dr. Mad Love. Gets you the field spell, basically does the same thing that Rosin does, a few extra steps though. She has to jump through another hurdle. Rosin just gets you the monster, she just gets you the field spell that can get you the monster. And she also has that neat bounce effect by revealing an earth and a dark. Makes for a good fun time. And then, freshly limited for the crimes that she has committed, the Holly Sue, my fault. This card needs no introduction. Summons you a monster, is a snatch steal. I don't know what more you want from it. The card is very oppressive, very strong, very dangerous, and very recursive. Wait, with rock and other ways you can just keep bouncing and keep using it. And she's a level 5, so with our Vanquish Soul strategy, or Vanquish Soul, the K9 strategy, she helps synergize with that too. And you're never losing sight of her either. She's always in rotation, no matter what happens. And then, as part of the level 5 package, and as well as being another attribute to add, we got our Jiaolong. Mainly for the fire attribute, you reveal 2 fires. You can search any Vanquish Soul card, so basically does what Rosin can do. Does have that battle position change effect too, which isn't very relevant, but the level 5 is what's the most relevant for it. You can basically start your K9 line with just the Holy Sue if you have the applicable attributes, and also if you have the applicable attributes, you can also summon out or add a card, maybe even Rosin. And you can also summon him for free by revealing a Vanquish Soul. So you reveal Holy Sue, and if you have this in hand, you can reveal this on the resolution of that effect, and it just comes right out for free, for fun. And it's kind of big too, it's 2,400. 1 heavy Borger. I've seen some lists cut bounce him up to 2, and I don't think that's wrong. I kind of want to try that out myself because playing 2 Borger, that gives you an additional dark attribute, especially with having Yokel, but that also gives you an extra possibility of seeing something that can help you bounce your starter from targeting effects. Um, Targeting effects aren't as common or prevalent, but they are around, so it's not to be ignored. It is a good idea to kind of think about, but for me currently, I'm just gonna stick with the 1 Borger. Or 1 Caesar Valley, same reason as 1 Borger, mainly because either one of them doesn't really do much of anything. Also, Borger is a nice burn and draw. You have these two together. You can, an opponent's empty board, you can basically go for a game with just these two. Attack for 2,005, attack for 3,000, burn for 1,005, then during their draw, burn for another 1,005 for game. But Caesar has the ability to either be a towers or to non-target destroy a card in the field by revealing all 3 attributes, and very problematic, very strong between him, Holy Sue, and the Rosin. You're able to just clear through 2 to 3 cards with just them alone, which I guess would make sense. And then that is up for the Vanquish Soul monsters. We gotta go into the canine side. You know, we gotta go into whenever we need a little bit of help. Who are you gonna call? You're gonna call the police. Let's go ahead and get our Izuna out. Honestly, if the Earth attribute, being able to summon from hand by yourself, allowing for that turn 0 play, being such a strong enabler. She can get you going, help slow your opponent down while they're playing, getting your cards, getting your either a Ripper on during their turn, or Nash Knight, or Valon, or whatever you feel like you need. Whatever you need for that situation, you got her right there. But who pairs well with the Izuna is Lupus. We're always going to send off the Izuna, and then Lupus is going to summon himself out from the graveyard and then do that quick Caesaring that opponent's turn. Being able to make that non-targetable rank 5, either in the Nash Knight, the Jax, the Valon, or if you got the applicable ways of doing it. Or not ways of doing it, but the applicable ways to maintain your position and the monster on board. Ripper. But probably what some people might not do, I'm running 1 Noroi. The deck has too many normal summons. I do not want to normal summon Noroi. Honestly, as strong as it is as a normal summon, it's also the most fragile. Because if you normal summon Noroi and it gets negated, unless you have Holy Sue or Izuna in hand or something, or Yokel with level 5, you're not getting much further anywhere. That's the main reason why I'm playing Noroi. Of course, Noroi is strong with that hand reveal effect that he can do by sending a K9 card. I get that, but if I have an opening hand of Noroi and Mad Love or Noroi Rosin, I'd much rather want to summon one of the Vanquish Souls more than I want to do Noroi, especially Rosin. Because at the very worst, Rosin gets me into Rock, and then that can get me into another attempt at playing my opponent's turn afterwards, if Rosin were to be negated. And Mad Love, actually, I'd probably be debatable between these two, but if I am able to get access to start, then Mad Love is, of course, going to be more value than Noroi, but I think between those two, it's a little more up in the air, but definitely, for me, 1 Noroi is correct. And then, also limited, and I was also more on the believer of the 1 Yokel side, but I have experimented with 3, and I can see the appeal for 3. That's just any rank 5 monster you can summon out. Limited for a reason. Adds you 1, brings out 2 bodies. He's kind of buff. And the partner in crime for Yokel is Lantern. And this one, pretty much later in the K9 combo, just summon 1 out from the graveyard with itself and then add you either a case or the quick play, depending on what everything's looking like whenever you're using its effect. I'm sticking with only the 1 Lantern. I've heard of some playing 2 Lantern, but me, I don't want to see it because it doesn't do much of anything for me by itself, where Yokel can at least add a card by normal summoning it. This one, I guess technically does the same thing and adds case, but It's not my favorite card to work with. But the K9 monsters and the Vanquish Soul monsters are done, we're going to go ahead and move into our hand trap lineup. We have 3 Ash Blossom Joyous Springs, no introduction needed there, plus its fire attributes, so you reveal it, then you can negate an effect how you feel is necessary. And of course the necessary evil of the formats, you got 3 Fuwalos. Can't really, I mean, you can never go wrong with Fuwalos. Play it on your turn, play it on your opponent's turn. Definitely more going second than going first, but it's a must main. In that event, you are going second. And if you're going first, you can drop it in case your opponent's playing something that can summon on your turn, like Cool Tune or K9. And then a bit of toss up between this one, 2 Droll and Lockbirds. I chose to main it versus siding it because Vanquish Soul has a bit of a difficulty trying to play against some rogue decks, like, oh, rogue, air quotes, but more or less decks like Lunalight and anything that can just generate so much difficulty for the Vanquish Soul to naturally to be able to break through. I am debating on dropping it. I have had the thought while I was playing with it, but maybe siding it at the very least side it. But I kind of gotta figure out here and there what I'm gonna do with it. If I do want to keep it main or if I side it, because it doesn't do anything on its own. It's not an attribute I can use, so it doesn't have too much versatility there, other than being not a very fun card. And something else I got 1 Bestial Magnum because being a Bestial, banish Light and Dark, and then I can also add Caesar Valius off of it. Then I was also playing 1 Druid Swarm too, just because similar to the Magnum, it is a Bestial to get rid of that Light and Dark. When it gets into the graveyard for either a Link Summon or something of the sort, it can send a monster on the field. The only thing is I am debating on cutting the Druid Swarm and maybe siding the Magnum. Not sure exactly what I would replace it with. The deck list currently is 41 cards. If you're counting it now, it's going to be 40, but I'll tell you why. So I guess technically I could just cut the Druid Swarm and rock with what I have right now, but there's a bit I'm kind of looking into as far as some power cards that I could use in their place instead. Maybe side the Magnum. And then our favorite evil of Dimension Shifter. Honestly, this card is very funny. That you can do your whole combo with either Vanquish Soul side or K9 side, and you can do your whole combo, and when you finish it, you can end with nothing in your graveyard, so you can either drop the Dimension Shifter during your turn, or drop it during your opponent's draw phase. If you're afraid of Nibiru, depending how you have been playing your turn, I'd be probably advised to drop the Dimension Shifter as soon as you do your last play that moves a card out of the graveyard, because that way, if you had say for example, if you had Ripper, you can insulate yourself from the Nibiru, and you have that graveyard turned off. But of course it's the 1-of, so the odds of you seeing it in your opening hand aren't that likely, but you can see it. And if you do see it and you already have cards in your graveyard, it is a dark for your review. At the absolute very least, very minimum. And then we have 3 Stake Your Soul. We got the loading screen right here. Freshly back once again with Rosin for the Crimes of Holy Sue. It's basically E-Telly. Reveal an attribute, special summon a Vanquish Soul of that attribute. And then it bounces back during the end phase. Very relevant effect, by the way. I do like letting that effect resolve because it gives me just that additional attribute to use, or it gives me something to summon off of rock. Just kind of depends on what's going on. 1 Vanquish Soul start, we gotta select the stage. Has that destruction protection, adds you a Vanquish Soul monster of a different attribute depending on what you target on the field. And it can set you Snow Devil. Card that does it all. 1 case for K9. Either make your K9 monsters huge, or you just have a Searcher there that you can also send off of Naroi to look at your opponent's hand. Pretty good card. And then this is the next card. We got our Force Release here. Setting it off of the Ripper, or you add it off of the lantern. I had to think about it for a second. Hola, gato. Okay, jumping on the table. Or you can add it off to the lantern. Or if you go through the Umbral Horror line, you can set it from destroying the continue spell. And, you know, just a pop and then get you into the level 9 K9s. Nothing really much else to say about that, honestly. And then this is something I also wanted to test out, kind of gauge how I feel, because I was having a hard time trying to finish up the deck list. But I'm playing 2 Forbidden Crown. I have no idea where my other Forbidden Crown went. I want to say I did see it whenever I was setting up when I was like organizing the deck, but I haven't seen it. I don't know where it went, and I'm a little worried that I might have lost it. And I'm gonna check back on my footage to see if I did end up losing it at the local, and if that's the case, I am going to feel both like an idiot and upset because it's no longer in my possession. So I'm hoping it's just misplaced somewhere here. But I was playing 2 Forbidden Crown because I only own 2, or owned 2, just because I kind of want to have an option to negate something. And playing Vanquish, so you can't really play Forbidden Droplet, at least comfortably. Forbidden Crown basically allows you to do that. Of course, it does keep from the protection on that monster from being destroyed by anything, but it's the negate. It prevents it from being used as material. It's a pretty strong card. I've only touched with it once. I only got to see and use it once during my games that you're going to see, and it got shot out by Draco because it only prevents response by monster effects. I just thought it was all cards, but I'm still testing with it. We'll see how I feel about it later. Why is this doing that? 1, Triple Tactics Talent, because if we're playing an interactive game and I have it in hand, it is a very punishing card. If I don't have it in hand, then that's it. Nothing less to say. Called by the Grave, because Mole Charmies are a card. Same thing with like Ash Balls. Maybe Draw and Logburn, not so much though. Or maybe you can even use it against like Draco Tail for Vimina. Then I am playing the Snow Devil in main. It's up to you if you want to main deck it, if you want to side deck it. I prefer to have it main deck because it's a 1, so statistically I don't have that high of a probability to see it. And if I am going first through my line, I can just always set it off of the start. And then going second, I just side it out. Don't even gotta worry about it. So that's it for the main deck. And then for the extra deck, it's gonna be looking pretty standard. There's not too much differences here. Got 2 Rock of the Vanquisher, your linked 1 for the Vanquish Soul monsters. In fact, what I said, that if you only start normal summon is the Rosin and it gets negated, you can always link it up into Rock and add it back to your hand. Opponent's turn, go ahead and play on theirs. SP Little Knight, because good card. Banish something from the graveyard if you're using like an Xyz as a material with another monster. Cannot use Rock, do you remember that? Some people tend to forget. And then of course the additional banish, targeting, double target to banish both until the end phase. 1 Sarhuja, because I thought about cutting it. I've had 1 instance where I was able to get the draw 4 effect, but it's more or less not that feasible currently with the 1 yokel. I know the line is there, but I've not practiced it enough to try to find the draw 4 lineup, normal summon Noroi, and I'm gonna figure it out eventually, one of these days. 1 Ripper, thinking about bumping up to 2, good card. Hand negate, or hand or grave effect negate, I should say. Searches you a card. I don't think that's honestly very fair. You can't be a searcher and a negate at the same time. Pick one. Talking about pick a struggle, pick an advantage, pick a cheat code. K9 Jacks. One of the best cards to kind of summon out with Lupus. You pop a card, and if you pair it with Force Release, you pop another card. And then it also has a funny double damage effect as well. And then speaking of double damage, the werewolf. I'm not playing Millennium because I, at the time, didn't own one. But you know, werewolf is oppressive by itself. I can rip a card from the opponent's hand. I do it during my turn with multiple bodies underneath it. I can hit so many times that if I have checks underneath it, I am hitting for a lot more. But he is pretty good. Millennium is also pretty good too. I will have it in the extra deck. I have to figure out exactly what I'm going to take out for it, but we'll keep it going. One Nash Knight, and then the CXE's Nash Knight. Both come in as the package, and part of the rest of the package is the 104 Masquerade and C104 Umbral Horror. Of course, you can. I'd like to use Nash Knight as a reactive card, suck something up, have this underneath it. Then my turn comes around, I make the CXE's Nash Knight, and then I summon over the Umbral Horror. Or if I'm popping off pretty hard during my turn, I could just go Nash Knight, make the Umbral Horror from there, so that I have that live for me during my opponent's turn. You can also play the number 107 if you want us to have two of the effects of Nash Knight. Use it to suck him up, do it again, and then use C107. I'm not playing C107 because I don't think I own the card, and I don't think I need to play it personally. But that's just me. You all do what you like to do too. One Valon that I'm highly debating on cutting for maybe the C107. I think more or less for Millennium. I'm not exactly sure yet, but it's pretty decent decks I want to link summon. Something again like Draco Tail. Yeah, it's not doing you too much. And with the way the format's currently shaping up to be, I'm thinking Draco Tail is going to be the bulk of it all. And so maybe even branded. Good against like Vanquish itself because you can't overlay with them, but I have them on the chopping block. Then one Tiras because Mitsurugi's a deck and helps protect you from them. You can also destroy stuff if you are dealing with Mitsurugi. But with the Habakiri to 1, there's not a lot of decks that are playing Mitsurugi. Pure Mitsurugi I haven't seen too much of. But I'm not going to ever doubt the deck because that deck is scary. They have ways to get to what they need. Hawakiri, it might be at 1, but there's always a way to Hawakiri. As we have learned by everyone that has been testing, all roads lead to Hawakiri. And then just the generic package stuff, you got your Typhon and Zeus. Typhon, if all else fails, summon him out and kind of hope and pray. And then Zeus, you're done with using your monsters. Your werewolf or Jax has kind of done his job, and you don't have force release. Bring out old Zeus, put the pressure on them. Not much left to say. Now for the side deck, this has been the biggest headache that I have had trying to figure out what to do. But I am playing in my side deck 3 Fenrir. A, because it's an Earth, Mint's main going first. A, because it's an Earth. B, because it replaces itself. And C, because it's good against Draco Tail. You could also use it against other matchups too. I mean, just being able to banish something face down is detrimental for a lot of decks because now they just lose that target forever. 3 Perulia, one of my going second options, especially in like a K9 Vanquish matchup or a deck that likes to summon a lot from hand. Definitely help net some more draws alongside the Fuwalos if I can help it. 3 Retaliating Sea. More or less for the Draco Tail matchup again. It is an Earth. It does summon itself out for free. The banishing effect's not as terrible for me as it is for them. And I can always link it off if need be. It being an Earth attribute kind of helps a lot too with the hand. And it's good going first, better going second, preferably going second. 3 Nibiru, because I don't know where my sleeve went. Because actually no, this sleeve actually tore whenever I was putting anything back in. But 3 Nibiru, going second for those decks that I like to just summon a lot. you always gotta be prepared for anything rogue or that's capable of just popping off. Just because Drolls add 2 doesn't mean you can play what you need. I am setting an additional Lupus because I was thinking maybe playing 2 Lupus would help with like the Neroid lines, using it for going first. I initially tested it with it at 2 in the main. I didn't really like it because I think it was because I was seeing it more frequently than I wanted to. But that is he. That is young Lupus. I wanted to fill up the 1 slot, so I had the 1 Ghost Bell. Missing. It's a 15 card side deck, and I didn't know what to put in for this last slot, so I just did the 1 Ghost Spell. I don't think I ever sided it in. And for the no fun cards going first, you got your anti-spell on your. There can be only 1 for if I'm playing against something that's not like stuck on 1 type and something like Typhoon. But if they have the MST, they have the MST. I can't really stop that. But that is it for the deck profile. Ooh, I sure do hope that you all enjoyed and have a wonderful time and day. Let me know what you think. What kind of things you think I should change? Maybe I should play the... Maybe I should continue with the Forbidden Crown. Maybe I should find my Forbidden Crown. I hope I actually still have it. Or maybe I should take out a couple other things. Maybe I should add some things. It's hard to say, hard to know. But tell me what you think. Tell me what you want to do. Tell me what you feel. And let me know what happens if you copy the deck card by card. Let me know how it works out for you. And if it feel like you have some solid suggestions for me, let me know and tell me. I am 100% down to read and know what it is everyone is thinking and looking at. But I do hope everyone enjoyed the deck profile. The video should, corresponding video should be uploaded alongside this, maybe a little bit later. But I hope that each and every one of you has a wonderful day or a beautiful night. And until the next time, see ya.